Have you tried every diet out there and you lost some weight but you put it all back on again? Well, that's me. I'm going to share with you the one thing that I changed that has allowed me to lose 10 kilos in the last 2 months, and I continue to lose weight. You see, I didn't grasp that as a woman, my body is not governed by a dietitian or the latest fitness influencer or any keto guru or fasting fad that is out there. My body as a woman is governed by my hormones 100% of the time. And those hormones are managed by our endocrine system. It is our engine room. So let's take a closer look under our hood. The endocrine system is responsible for regulating a range of bodily functions through the release of hormones. The hormones are secreted by glands of the endocrine system, traveling through the bloodstream to various organs and tissues in the body. So the hormones tell these organs and tissues what to do and how to function. So what does that have to do with obesity, you may ask? Everything, my dear friend, everything. Enter stage left, life trauma. And being a woman, drama, of course. You see, every trauma that you experience and every drama that you have in your life, be it with a spouse, a lover, a friend, sibling, it affects your body because it affects your mind and your emotion. And that translates into how your body responds and what hormones it produces in order to respond to this feeling and emotion. So let's talk about the drama, and here's a little bit of tea from me. So in 2013, I gave birth to my beautiful baby boy, and I was in my 30s, and I am so performance orientated, of course, and he was my little project that I had to manage, and this kid did not sleep. When I say he did not sleep for 2 solid years. Now, let's not get into the detail about what sleep deprivation can cause to your body. But to say the least, weight gain, anxiety, depression, and all of those things kick in. Compound the situation, my husband was trying to save his business, so he was hardly around. I live about 85 kilometers away from any family or friends. I was desperately alone. I felt inadequate. I felt less than a mum. I felt like a terrible wife. And this performance-driven person was failing hopelessly. I mean, how hard can breastfeeding be? You just stick your boob out and the kid just sucks on it. And I was failing. I hated myself. And guess what? That self-hatred, the depression, the loneliness translated into so many beautiful little hormones being released in my body, namely cortisol. So have you ever heard about eating your feelings? So cortisol is looping, it's increasing my insulin levels that's produced by the pancreas, and then there's something called ghrelin that my stomach is producing that makes me even hungrier. So I am starving all this time. I've got this crying baby, I'm lonely and I'm depressed. And what looks really good because I have no time to cook? Fast food. You've got it. So I eat, but I only eat once a day. I'm not eating all the time, but it's a Big Mac and fries and a Diet Cola, of course. And I'm a good girl because I'm not binging on chips. I'm not binging on chocolate all the time. I can barely wash myself with this kid on my own. So how bad am I, right? Well, it's really bad because I'm now creating a new pathway. It's called dopamine. Hello, sugar rush. Hello, addiction. You see, junk food, sugar, creates a neural pathway and it signals dopamine to be released. And dopamine says, we love sugar. And when you give us sugar, we're gonna release more dopamine because it's the reward center of your brain. So it says, good girl, you went and got us the good stuff. So we're gonna reward you and we're gonna make you feel great. So that Big Mac that I had made me feel great, and so I felt nurtured during this stressful period of my life. And now I've created a pathway to feed that and feed my feelings. It's a complexity of cortisol, increased insulin, ghrelin, dopamine, and all of these hormones are circling, feeding upon each other. And guess what, girls? When they are out of whack, you become out of whack. They start attacking your thyroid And guess what? Hypothyroidism? Check. Type 2 diabetes? Check. Adrenal fatigue? Check. And slowly but surely was the collapse of my endocrine system. So what is this one thing that I changed? I changed my mindset. And I stopped looking at ways to lose weight. And I started focusing on my health. And for the first time in my life, I put loving myself as a priority on my list. For me, by me, made with love. So here are the 6 steps that I took on this journey to helping my health and well-being. So first things first, I went out and found out my numbers. What does that mean? I had blood tests done and looked at thyroid function, cortisol levels, insulin levels. Number 2, and most critically, when you do these tests, also get an insulin test. And don't just allow your doctor to pass you over and say, no, we're just testing your blood sugar. Because you could pass the blood sugar test, but still be high in insulin. Because what causes inflammation is insulin. And why is this so important? Because insulin is a fat-storing hormone. It is the hormone that tells your body to store fat. So if it is very high in your body, guess what? You'll also have fat levels that are very, very high. Number 3, I equipped myself with as much information as possible and not just accept one medical viewpoint. And I'm not just talking about getting a second opinion, but understanding what that opinion is and what science that it is based on. I'm a bit of a fangirl of Dr. Peter Attia and Dr. Jason Fung and Dr. Pradeep Jamnadas. So I've read their books, I watch the podcasts, I watch their YouTube videos, I read the relevant papers that they talk about in their clinical and medical presentations. So I'm not talking about watching somebody like me on YouTube and then basing your life journey and circumstance on it. No, you need professional medical advice, and based on what the doctor tells you, understand the medication that they prescribe to you, take that medication, log the side effects, understand what's working and what's not working. And that is being actively involved in your health and well-being. Number 4, stress management. And I cannot stress this point any more, because cortisol levels are so detrimental to the body. Remember, it's your flight or fight response. So the more stress and cortisol you have pumping through your body, you are at war at yourself all the time at a hormonal level. And so you can't relax, you can't sleep, you can't enjoy life because your body is ready to sock it to somebody or to run away. I suggest, and what's really worked for me is I got myself in a relationship with a good therapist. She just gave me some awesome tools and equipped me. And together with that, I have been on a spiritual journey. I've read about 30 books. Get a life coach or somebody to help you unpack. Mental health is very, very important. It is the number one thing that you need to address in conjunction with your physical health. Number 5, I started to move more and just walk outside. I walked outside, I would download a sermon, put my headphones on and just walk and get some sunshine. Because turns out that most of us have a vitamin D deficiency that we don't even know about. Vitamin D affects the metabolism, it affects your sleep, it affects how your body produces melanin, and then your waking and sleeping cycles are affected. So I'm not talking about joining a great fitness movement. I'm saying go outside and just walk and get some oxygen and breathe. Number 6, and this is really, really hard, but I 1000% stand by it. And that is get off sugar as much as you can, for as long as you can. Sugar is not good for us on any level. And you can just Google it, research it. There are all sorts of medical scientists, doctors that have statistically proven that sugar is not good for us. You've got to treat it, a little bit sad to say, like an addiction. So a little bit of dark chocolate before you have your period, just to satisfy that craving, go for it. But a slab of Toblerone or a bag of Hershey's Kisses is an absolute no. So after all the research and everything that I've tried, and honestly, I've tried Banting, I've tried keto, I've tried fasting, I've had gurus give me potions and Chinese herbs, and I've done a DNA test, I've done a stool sample, done it all. Learn about you and choose a lifestyle for you. But I encourage you, my lovelies, so desperately, that you will find your strength, that you will find your balance, that you will find your rhythm. It is not a silver bullet. It is not in a diet or a pill. It's within you. And it's in loving you, it's in accepting yourself and being the best version of you. So until the next time, goodbye.